As two brothers embark on a journey of self-discovery and self-reliance, they find themselves on YouTube. Will they succeed? Or will they give into the Twilight Zone? Hello and welcome to another episode of On The Watch. This is going to be our first episode reviewing the Twilight Zone. It's a remake made by Jordan Peele of the original classic. We're going to review the first two episodes that have dropped so far, and we're going to spoil everything about it. So if you haven't watched it, stop right here. Unless you don't care about spoilers, then I guess you're more than welcome. Pej, we saw the first two episodes. What did you think?
First of all, I would like to ask you a question. Do you have any experience with the old Twilight Zone?
I've seen bits and pieces here and there on YouTube.
I've seen an episode or two.
But that's just about it as well. From what I saw, they were a little bit old-timey.
I really enjoyed what I saw.
I like the charm about it. But also, knowing where science fiction is nowadays, I don't think they're particularly interesting to me.
Okay, the ones I've seen were pretty interesting, actually. I've seen one or two episodes and really enjoyed them. Never got around watching more, though.
Okay.
Now, these first two episodes of the modern take on Twilight Zone. Did you just ask my opinion?
Yes.
The first episode was rough. I really didn't enjoy it. It was very cheaply made.
Okay.
Which is sense I'm getting that this is a low budget show.
Probably, yeah.
But that's not the only problem. I thought the writing was pretty rough, and especially because it's an episode about a comedian, and it's an episode about a comedian not doing well. That part they did well because nothing was funny.
Okay.
And it's also about a comedian who's doing great. Yeah. Amazingly. And I wish some of the jokes were at least also great and amazing.
Okay.
And I know Camille is a stand-up comedian, right?
He's a stand-up comedian and a very funny one.
Yeah, none of those jokes worked for me at all.
Okay.
It was very repetitive. Midway through the episode, I was sort of done with it.
Okay.
I was like, I get it. Just get to the gist of it. They were stretching a very short idea, a very small idea, and making it very long.
Okay.
The idea itself I like. Anything you put out there, you lose. It's not yours anymore.
Okay.
You've shared it with other people.
It belongs to the public now.
It belongs to the public. Anything of yourself. It's a commentary on social media. It's a commentary on fame. And those were all great, I guess. Great commentary on that. But it's just execution did not work for me at all.
Okay.
The acting wasn't all that great. The writing wasn't all that great.
Sorry to stop you there, but I feel like I have to comment on the first part of your sentence. I think all of that was done on purpose. Like I said, Camille Nanjiani is a great stand-up comedian. He is really funny in all these interviews. And he has a lot of writing credit under his belt. I think that was all done on purpose to show us it's not about the jokes. Don't concentrate on the jokes. Concentrate on the underlying theme here. And I think it's to their detriment. It could have worked or it could have fallen flat. For you, it fell flat. For me, it kind of worked.
I get that. I get your point. But when you focus so much of the episode on the jokes, and then it really does fall flat, man.
No, I understand you. I just can't bring myself to agree with that.
And I get what you're trying to say. What I'm trying to say is just not well executed.
Okay, no, that's fair.
It's not an enjoyable watch.
Okay.
But
is it supposed to be, though?
And it's very cringe-worthy. There was a lot of cringing from my side.
Yeah, but is it supposed to be enjoyable, though? I mean, it's about a guy losing everything he loves.
Enjoyable in the sense that it's not an interesting watch for me.
Okay.
I can enjoy many things that are terrible when he's on the screen.
Aquaman.
And it's just that it wasn't interesting to me, and the execution was very meh.
Okay.
I didn't think the direction was all that great. I didn't think the story was very thin and very bare bones. They didn't go as far as they could with the theme. I think that's some of the budgetary constraints they had.
Maybe time-wise.
It felt very small for sure.
Yeah, it was a half-an-hour episode.
Yeah, but it felt very long.
Okay.
To me. What did you think?
Well, it's neither here nor there for me. It's very mediocre. I like the themes they were tackling. I think with the time constraints, they did a good enough job to bring that through. It's about protecting your privacy. It's about selfishness and narcissism. It's about putting somewhere out there in the world, like you said, and it becoming more than just a part of you, but a part of public opinion. And it's about the dangers of fame. It's about loneliness that comes with fame. It's about abuse of power. Once he knew that he had that power, he definitely abused it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's all about. It's also about being the judge and the jury as well, where you, just because you have the platform, you can decide what happens to other people.
Yes. You can take them out of existence, basically, by what you say.
Exactly. And yeah, there's a lot of things that line up with how we treat other people on social media. So I love that you picked that up as well. I think the themes were definitely better. The themes deserved better.
The themes did deserve better. I think these are very interesting themes to play with. I just feel like when 40% of the episode is focused on cringe-worthy laughter of the audience, and jokes that are not funny at all, so I can't join them. And it's very awkward to watch other people laughing while you don't want to laugh.
Okay.
And it's just cringe-worthy. And I wish they handled this theme in a different way, with the same ingredients.
Okay.
The comedian storyline is not bad. They just didn't go far enough with it.
Do you think they could have done a better job with maybe another actor? Because Camille Nanjiani, I love him.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Big Sick, by the way?
No, not yet.
Okay, I love him in that, but he's not the best actor. He's a very smart dude. He's a great writer. He's a funny dude. But I don't think he's the best actor. Maybe if we had, if they switched the roles between Camille Nanjiani and Tracy Morgan, because Tracy Morgan has a bigger personality, like he is bigger than life. Camille Nanjiani is more subdued and very witty, but in a small way, where Tracy Morgan projects more. I think maybe that could have worked a bit better.
Yes.
But I loved seeing Tracy Morgan in something else than what he usually plays.
Yeah, I guess. It just was nothing for me. Basically, did nothing for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Which is, it's a sort of a bummer. I was looking forward to this show, and I think it got off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, it has a lot of Jordan Peele sensibilities in it as well, though. I did appreciate that, where you watch it, and even though it's quality-wise not up to his standards, you still can see he's involved with the project.
Yes.
A lot of social commentary, and I know that goes with the territory of Twilight Zone, but I don't think they could have found somebody better to host this show than Jordan Peele.
Absolutely. And I think that shows greatly in the second episode.
Now, the second episode is indeed a huge upgrade from the first one.
Absolutely.
We have a much more capable actor in the lead, in Adam Scott.
Adam Scott is great. I really enjoy it.
Are we having fun yet?
I even really enjoyed him in Big Little Lies.
Okay.
He's great in that. I'm glad he's getting so much roles.
Yeah.
Because he's been doing great.
He's been doing great work for a long time now.
But he's a legit good actor. He's not only a comedian, he's a legit good actor.
Yes. I couldn't agree more.
Who can pull off serious roles, dramatic roles, not only comedy.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed him. I enjoyed watching him. The second episode, for me, worked on many fronts. It's mostly about paranoia.
It's about paranoia, but for me, it's there's a distinct link between this episode and Us for me, where you show somebody going into something with the best intentions, really trying his best to solve and save people or something. And through his actions, he ends up messing things up even more. And he ends up being directly responsible for it. And at the end, there was a reckoning. There was definitely a reckoning. And also how your privilege comes at somebody else's expense.
Yes.
He felt like because he knew something, he could just go to somebody and accuse them of stuff. And this was way more on the nose than it was maybe in Jordan Peele's other projects.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was really done well.
He was an investigative reporter who was terrible at his job, though.
That is true.
Because he was saying, like, I'm an investigative reporter. I know you're a court martial or whatever.
Yeah, and also if you're an investigative journalist, you have to have the whole evidence and investigate upon that. You cannot just listen to a podcast halfway through and
he basically
draw conclusions.
Help the terrorist get his way.
He did.
And he couldn't read him.
No.
So he was terrible at his job.
He was terrible at his job.
What was weird for me is at the end there were like only one passenger didn't survive.
Yeah.
So the dude,
they killed him. The passengers killed him.
I got that.
Yeah.
But the terrorist guy didn't survive. Why would he survive?
But also he wasn't considered a passenger. He was considered a pilot.
No, he wasn't. He was a passenger. He wasn't a pilot anymore.
Yeah, but just because he was in a cockpit, he could have been considered the pilot.
But they have a manifest mask.
What you're saying is making sense. I'm just trying to be a devil's advocate here. But yeah, I guess that could be seen as a plot hole. Or maybe he survived.
Yeah, no, it's just why wouldn't they then not kill him and kill Adam Scott?
That also is true, Pish.
Yes. But I really enjoyed the episode. I can't forgive those little plot holes and
the newsstand, did you notice the magazines of Camille and Johnny on the top?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah.
That's
like
awesome.
Right in the beginning in the airport when he was buying a magazine where he was talking about civilization and stuff.
I was trying to see what was written. Yeah. I didn't look at the pictures.
Yeah, the picture was of Camille and Johnny. I couldn't read what was written. It was too small. But yeah, I thought that was a nice touch.
Nice touch. It's also about the prejudice that we have about people or try not to have about them.
Yeah.
So he was like sort of trying to be nice to the Muslim family and not suspect them. And then he was trying to be nice to the Sikh and also not suspect them, think it was just an accident. And he also went to the Russians thinking it might be them. Because of them, he was trying the whole time he was like, it might be because of them. It's not them, but it might be because of them. And the only other person who he's been in contact, who's also Caucasian, is the guy who did it.
Yeah.
He was the reason, the person that did it. So his prejudice was like, it might be because of these people. He was trying to hold it in that I'm not prejudiced. I don't suspect these people. I just think it might be because of these people. You know what I mean?
But you do not suspect somebody who looks like you.
But he didn't suspect anything about the Caucasian person. The flight attendants were all different races. The marshal was also a different race. He didn't suspect her of being a marshal.
Yeah, he only suspected white people.
The white person to be the marshal.
Okay.
And he didn't suspect him at committing the crime at all.
It's a great point, Fish.
So it's also about prejudice and how you even when you try not to be, if you're deep down somehow prejudiced,
okay,
it does color your opinion and your investigation, basically.
True, and it's in good old Jordan Peele fashion.
In good old Jordan Peele fashion, because he wasn't being racist.
He wasn't being racist.
He was doing his darnest best not to be racist.
But also, speaking of that, I think it's inherently easy not to confront somebody who looks like you.
Yeah.
It's easier to say, you know what, somebody else who doesn't look like me did something wrong, and therefore I'm gonna view them as wrong. But when somebody who looks like you does something, even if it's the same thing, and if it's as bad or worse, you can put it into perspective and say, you know what, that might be a deranged person who looks like me, but we're not all like this.
Yes.
It's easier to put it into individual forms instead of a collective form.
I guess. There was also this guy who was pretty awful to him in the beginning. Yeah. Also Caucasian. He didn't suspect him for a second.
At all.
It's just unintentional prejudice is what I would call it.
Okay. No, that's fair.
That's fair. Unintentional racism, low key. Yeah,
it's basically baked in prejudice in our society.
We've linked certain cultures and races with certain sort of crimes. The Muslim with terrorism, the Russians with mobs. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So these are the go-to things.
Exactly.
Because even afterwards they were doing the investigation, those are the things they were suspecting as well.
Yeah.
But he wasn't even looking at himself as he's being deranged here. He might be causing this.
Pej, if I had $1 for every time I heard, not all Muslims are terrorists, but all terrorists are Muslim, man, I'd be rich as hell right now. And that's just a dumb way to sound smart.
Yes.
If you get what I'm saying. And no, terrorists come in all shapes, form, and fashion. It doesn't really matter what religion they are. They're just a bunch of dumb, insane people doing dumb and insane stuff.
Yeah. But I don't think they're always dumb. They're just insane.
Yeah, maybe.
It takes a certain amount of intellect to do this kind of stuff.
I think the people who brainwash people and force them to do this stuff might be not dumb.
I guess, yeah.
But the people who can be manipulated to do stuff and fall a victim to it, they can...
But the terrorist here was pretty smart, and he was Caucasian.
You make a good point.
There you go. Other than that, enjoyed the episode a great amount.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what's coming up next. I hear from everybody who got the screeners that fourth episode is the best one so far. And I really liked this episode.
Is it 2 episodes weekly or is it just one?
I think it's going to be just one a week, and the pilot episode is going to be 2 episodes.
Okay. I think it was a smart move to release 2 episodes because the first one was not that great.
It was weak, yeah.
And it might have kept people from watching it. And I heard the second episode they put online for free, which is also a very smart move on YouTube.
Yeah. What surprised me as well, though, it's a network show. It's a CBS show.
Yeah.
But it dropped
a lot of cursing.
A lot of F-bombs and S-bombs.
Yeah.
It's on CBS All Access, so I don't know if they have the different ratings than the network does.
Maybe it's censored on network and not censored online.
Maybe. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to what's coming next.
Yeah, me too.
This was our review of the first 2 episodes of Twilight Zone. Like, comment, share, and tell your friends about us. Comment down below. Let us know.